What is going on, guys? It is Lakers all day. You know how we do in here. It's all about us. And in this one, we had the New York Knicks take down our LA Lakers. And I'm just going to go off and say that, this obviously is not the final score. The game's still going on, but it technically is over. I just like to record early and just get this video out as soon as I can. That being said, I think everyone just needs to calm down. I think this game is it's okay. It's okay if they lost this game. They're down 25 points in the first quarter, second quarter, whatever it was, and the way that they came back, it's so hard for a team like this that's so new with new pieces, right? On a long road trip without your best player and with Anthony Davis with the flu, things like this, it's really hard to even compete. And they're playing a good team in the Knicks, right? I mean, this has been a long road trip. I mean, they've been on the road for a minute now, and for them to lose to the Knicks, I'm not even mad, especially with given the fact that they came back down 25. I mean, you see it on the screen, end of the third quarter, 83-81, right? I mean, the Lakers were losing by 25 at a certain point in the game. So I'm not even mad, but I'm going to go ahead and just talk about certain players, right? But before I do that, my advice to you guys is to just calm down. This is not the end of the world. I didn't expect us to win this game by any means because obviously the Knicks are a better team right now, right? I mean, they're a good team. I mean, people think that just because they're called the Knicks, they suck. But the reality is they made the postseason last year, and this season, right, they're playing pretty well again. So they already have some pretty good pieces like Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, Kemba Walker. I get all of that. But let's go ahead and talk about our players, okay? Let me start off with Russell Westbrook. He was probably one of the main reasons why we came back in this game. So far, he has 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 9 of 16. In the third quarter, he was just making every single shot. He was making every single right play. It was a three-point shot. It was a mid-range. It was a driving in, getting free throws, whatever the case was. I mean, he scored double digits, I believe, in the third quarter, which really got us back into the game. But, as soon as Russ goes to the bench or whatever the case is, the Laker team couldn't really do much without him. And that's not a knock against Frank Vogel, because Frank Vogel, he definitely made the right adjustments this time around, right? First half, we were looking sluggish. Our defense was an issue, right? And then in the third quarter, we tossed the zone more at them. We were making better defensive plays. So overall, I thought Russell Westbrook did a good job in this game, just keeping ourselves in it, right? Considering how we were down 25, Russell Westbrook was the reason why we even had a chance in this game. And honestly, watching him, I know he had 6 turnovers, but watching him, he made the best plays when it mattered most, right? So when we're down like 6 points or whatever, he'll make a mid-range shot. When we're down 4 points or whatever, he'll make a three. We were in it the whole time. In the third quarter, even in the fourth quarter, right? Just because we let the fourth quarter get away, it doesn't mean that we got to put our heads down and say, oh, well, that was a trash game, let's panic. No, let's give this Laker team some credit because they fought back, and the primary reason why was because of Russell Westbrook. Let's go ahead and talk about Anthony Davis because I already know he's going to get a lot of criticism for a game like this. So far, he only has 18 points, 6 rebounds. I mean, he didn't really play that well, and I'll admit that. He only shot 6 of 16, right? He shot 5 of 11 from the free throw line. I mean, just imagine if had he made those free throws, what difference it would have made in this game, right? Maybe we could have walked away with the win. I don't know. That's just a hypothetical. I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, well, if he did this, then this would have happened. Just an idea, right? Anthony Davis, I'm going to give him a pass because the Knicks, for one, they're a good defensive team, and for two, Anthony Davis was a questionable call to even play in this game because of flu-like symptoms. Listen, I know it's not an injury, but it's a sickness, and sometimes sicknesses can hold you back more than injuries depending on the injury and the sickness. So for AD to just come out and even play, right, I mean, I got to give it to him. Listen, it's a long road trip. It's a long season. And for AD to play every single game I mean, he hasn't missed one game in this season. I don't believe he's missed a single game this season so far. Obviously, LeBron has, other players have. But AD's one of the only players on our team who hasn't missed a single game. And I'm not going to criticize him for trying to play through a sickness, trying to help our team out no matter what. I'm not going to do that to AD. So I'm going to give him a pass. I know he could shoot better from the free throw line. I know he could shoot better just in general, be more aggressive. But considering what he was going through this entire season long, whether it was some kind of injury, some kind of sickness, right? You had the stomach bug, it's the stomach flu in Portland, right? He threw up during that game. And then obviously this game, he has the flu. So I'm not going to sit here and hold this against AD because everyone gets sick, everyone gets injured, but it's a matter of how you approach the game, how you approach the season, and AD is trying to give it his all. And as a Laker fan, as a fan of AD just in general, you gotta appreciate a player like that because not too many players are like him in that sense. And then just a couple other players I want to talk about real quick. Avery Bradley, I want to emphasize that pickup. I think it was a great pickup. Obviously, he won a championship in 2020 with us. He wasn't with us in the bubble, and we still won the chip, right? Avery Bradley, before I don't some of you guys may have not watched the Lakers that year, but before the bubble, Avery Bradley was one of our better players on our team, right? It was a matter between him and KCP, and it was becoming a matter of discussion that perhaps Avery Bradley should start. KCP is not good, blah, 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 blah. Avery Bradley, I do want to see him being involved more in our lineups, and that's exactly what Frank Vogel has been doing for the past so many games, right? Slowly but surely, he'll get him up to speed, and you see the defense is there, right? He has a nice mid-range. I just think overall Avery Bradley's a solid role player for us. I think that's going to go a long way because, first of all, we need defense, and we need it bad. I think in the second half we played much, much better defense. I mean, in the second half we've only allowed 42 points, right? It's just a matter of our offense getting there in the fourth quarter, making better decisions in the fourth quarter. But Avery Bradley, I like Avery Bradley. I do like Avery Bradley. But overall, I'm not going to hold my head down on this game, right? I mean, you had Taylor Horton Tucker shoot 0 of 8 from the field. You had Carmelo Anthony shoot 3 of 14 from the field. You had Malik Monk 5 of 13 from the field. Just looking at this game, and obviously you have Anthony Davis shooting 5 of 11 from the free throw line. This is not going to happen all the time. The Lakers, when I say that's like, yes, I understand that the Lakers have lost games before, right? Obviously they're 9 and 10 now. It's not a good look, but when you have that many misses from good quality players, the chances of that happening again are more unlikely than likely. I just think that moving forward, right, when they come back from the road trip, when they're more rested, when you get LeBron back, I think that's when the Lakers are going to start winning more games. And yes, I did say that after that fight with Isaiah Stewart, it will light a fire under the Lakers. I still think it will. When you don't have LeBron on the road against a good quality team in the New York Knicks, obviously it's a primetime game. This is a young team. This is a hungry team trying to prove something. You gotta favor the Knicks in that sense. But that's all I have for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like. Comment down below what your guys' thoughts were on the Knicks beating the Lakers, and subscribe for more. Alright guys, peace out and go Lakers.